Hello, everybody. Judy Tuttle here with Tuttle Up Stamping. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Midland, Texas, and I made it. I got a little sidetracked with all my other projects going on around here today, and I just realized I forgot to post a graphic with the time that I was going to be here today, but I'm here right now. So hopefully, if you don't catch me live, you can catch me on replay. I have a fantastic project that just kind of pulls everything together that we've done this week for our everyday you and me online card class to go. I think you're going to love it. And let's just get right to it. How about that? So I've been working on my craft along, and you guys know I've been kind of talking about this for a couple of weeks now. I'm partnering with these rock star Stampin' Up demonstrators, and we've put together a 10 project, 5 cards, 5 3D with 5 techniques, okay, built into all those 10 projects. You can get this in the mail. It will not get to you in time to start on Monday, but the replays will be there all week. Hi, Linda, and hi, Laura. Thank you so much for joining me. The replays will be there all week, if not for over a month. In your packet, you get about 24 sheets of cardstock. You get 2 half packages of DSP. You get 2 rolls of ribbon. You get 2 packages of embellishments, full color PDF, recipe cards. It's just packed full and with some special goodies as well. So you can still get the craft along. You're just not guaranteed to get it by Monday when the craft along begins. But then again, the nice thing about a craft along is you can craft along with us anytime you want. And I'm going to remove that. I'm going to show you real quick a little sneak peek. That's not it. It's this one. Nope. Where is that darn? Here it is, right here. Sneak peek of some of the projects. We're using the Friends of the Ocean suite and the Year of the Flower suite. This is just showing 6 of the 10 projects, but some cool techniques kind of built into all of those. So think about joining me for the craft along. I will put the link again in the description of this video so that you can pick that up whenever you are ready. All right, so I'm going to go to my hands here, and I just realized my camera's doing something weird. So let me try to fix that. There we go. And I'm going to go to my hands and show you what we've been working on this week. Hi, Sue. Thanks for joining me. Are you still out with your grands, having a grand time? I feel like you just went somewhere with your grands. Anyway, okay, so here we go. Everyday You and Me is a scrapbooking suite that you can buy in the online exclusives part of my store, okay? Great sentiments, all these beautiful roses and leaves and elements, right? We've been playing with this all week. This paper is gorgeous. Everybody I've talked to just loves it. So you get this sheet that has the flowers on one side and these little, I don't know, like painted stripes almost. You get this one with the dots, and then the other side is kind of a watercolor pattern. And then you also get this one right here. That is a gingham check. How pretty is that? I love all these. Look at how pretty all these colors are together, right? And then the back side of that is that wild wheat kind of star pattern. And I think that's all of them. Let me double check here to be sure I didn't miss any. Yeah, that's it. So you get 4 double-sided DSP sheets. And there's a sticker sheet you can get. Or you can get the DSP by itself, or you can get the DSP with the sticker sheet, okay? Then also, just to bring a little interest into our project today. We're also using the mixed labels stamp set. We've kind of added this all week long. And then some of the labels that go with it. I've pulled off the ones that we're using today so I can keep them straight. Okay? So, first of all, I'm going to show you the box that we're going to make today. This is a great box for gift giving, right? 3D item. So every Wednesday we do a 3D item. My friend Monica designed this box for us, and I love it. Now, I want you to ignore that my lid doesn't shut because I cut mine wrong, but we're not going to cut yours wrong, okay? I already had everything decorated until before I realized that my lid doesn't shut the way it should. Now, if it was me, I'm probably just going to put a little piece of tape right there and call it good. But what is inside this box is all the cards that we've made this week in our online card class to go. Hi, Gian. Thanks for joining me. Good to see you here. So these are the cards that we've made this week. This is a fun little flip fold. So much happy. I like the simplicity of these cards, but also just the beauty of them, right? I love this one because I love this variegated size of DSP panel on the back. You're pretty wonderful, which all of you are. And then yesterday we made this awesome flip flap fold is what I called it. So it flips and it flaps, and it's a great little fun fold here. So I love that one too. And the cool thing again about this box is that all four of these cards, even with the thickness they are, fit right inside. Look how easily those slip into that box. Easy peasy, right? All right, so let's show you how to put this box together. I'm going to give you the measurements for the box. And I have everything kind of ready to go. All right, so you're going to start with a piece of wild wheat cardstock. So we had a horrible, and when I say horrible, I mean horrible, dust storm in Midland, Texas last night. It rocked the house all night long. My lights flickered on and off. My husband, who was trying to get in from a trip to Nebraska and avoid a blizzard there, was delayed in Denver, so he did not make it in. It was just a wild night last night. So, okay, I'm going to give you the measurements for this. This is wild wheat here. And you guys, and it's a dust storm. The sky is brown. And the wind just blows. So we had like 50 to 60 mile an hour winds and the dust in the air. When I woke up, there was dirt inside the bottoms of my door. Think of like, what do you want, the Dust Bowl of the 1930s. That's what I felt like, except we had very many more amenities. Okay, so the box itself is cut. The paper itself is cut 8 1/4 by 11. And then I know. So my husband flew. He was trying to avoid the blizzard in Lincoln, Nebraska. So he tried to fly out early last night. He got into Denver and, well, his flight was delayed like 2.5 hours. And then he flew into Denver and he couldn't get out of Denver. So hopefully he's coming home tonight. So here we go. Sorry. You guys, I know, we were trying to avoid all that mess, but it just didn't work. Score the long side, and I'm going to hold this here so you can take a screenshot or write it down real quick if you want. The long side is scored at 4 1/2, 5 1/4, 9 3/4, and 10 1/2. And then you're going to flip it and score the short side at 3/4, 6 3/4, and 7 1/2. Okay, so here we go right here. Here's our piece of paper. Long side scored at 4 1/2, 5 1/4, 9 3/4 and 10 1/2. And then we turned it like this, and I scored it at 3/4, 6 3/4, and 7 1/2. Okay, so we're gonna burnish all of those score lines one direction, all to the inside here. Okay, we're gonna use our bone folder and get a really good burnish. So are you working from home today, Renee, or did they make you come in? Crazy that you would get a blizzard, right? Like middle of March. That's insane. So he had to cut his trip short. Didn't get to spend time with some of our friends in Lincoln that he wanted to spend time with. Okay, so here we go. Here is everything scored, okay, to the inside. Now, you'll see up here in this corner, there are 4 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4 smaller squares, okay? And then that's what you want in the upper right corner is those 4 smaller squares. So I'm trying to explain this the best way I can, okay? So of these 4 smaller squares up here, you're going to get rid of, and I'm just going to put X's in here, okay? You're going to get rid of this square, and this square, okay? You're also going to get rid of the top square over here. So you're going to get rid of those squares. Then you're going to go down here to the bottom, and you're going to get rid of this square, this rectangle, and this rectangle, okay? I'll turn it sideways in just a second. Then over on this side, you're not going to get rid of anything else except just that very top X right there, okay? So, yes, we had a huge dust storm last week too, Sue. It's just been crazy weather, right? Okay, so let's focus up here then on this edge that has a whole bunch of X's on it, okay? Remember the 4 boxes are over here. So we're going to start removing every place that has an X on it. And if you're going to make this box and you're going to rewatch this video, I suggest you just stop it and start it where you need to, right? This is where I made my mistake on mine. I cut this little flap off right here and I wasn't supposed to. That's why mine doesn't fold in the way it should. Okay, so I'm cutting out all the places that have an X on it. I hope this is clear. I think if you start with those 4 little squares up in the upper corner, that's the best way to see how I am removing things here. Okay. All right, right like that. Okay, I'm going to remove this X right here. And I found it helpful if you cut a little bit inside those score lines. Okay. All right. So there we go. That's that side. Here, I'll turn it this way with everything cut out on it. Okay. Then over here on this side, all we're cutting away is this little rectangle right up here in the upper left corner. All right. So that's what it looks like. Now, all I need, I love boxes too, GM, and I love that this one's fun because it holds all those cards in it that we made this week, okay? And then here we go. On this bottom edge, we're going to cut all these score lines just up to the score line, right? Like that, okay? Just up to the score line. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. These little tabs, we're going to cut just to the score line. Okay, everything's cut. That's what it's going to look like when we're all done, okay? So we have these 4 tabs right here. This is the top of our box that's supposed to fold in. And then That's what it looks like. Okay, now let's start taking a little bit out of each of these box corners here. There we go. This is just going to help everything fold in. Easy peasy. Okay. Shimmy just a little bit off of each of these edges of these tabs. There we go. I need to vacuum my craft room. Do you guys get to the point where you're just like, I can't stand all this stuff on the floor anymore? Probably should do it every night, but I don't. Sometimes I'm just ready to leave this room. All right, so here we go. Here's the tab. I know, I'm going to miss it too. Isn't it funny how we fell in love with it? And then this little tab right here, I'm just cutting at an angle, and that's the tab that'll ease into the top of that box, okay? So here we go. This is our box. How would you like me to hold it? Maybe like this? There we go. Can you guys see that? How about I remove those banners at the bottom? That might make all of this a little bit easier to see. There we go. All right. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Now, we're going to fold in this tiny little 1/2 inch edge right here. Fold that to the inside, and we're going to grab our tear and tape, and we're going to run it all along that edge right there. Okay, burnish it with my bone folder, and I'm going to take my paper snips and just pull up that wax paper all the way along the edge, right like that. Now I'm going to keep that 1/2 inch edge folded in, and I'm going to flip this box over and press it right into that tear and tape. Maybe even grab my bone folder and get a really good adhesion right there. And there we go. This is the back of our box. That's where that edge is right there on the back of our box. So we get everything burnished. Okay, so this is what it looks like right now. So now I am going to fold my tabs in at the bottom, right like that. Fold my back edge in right there because my score line is on the back. My seam is on the back. And then I'm going to add some Seal Plus tear and tape. You can use whatever you want at this point, right along that bottom edge, and fold that up right like that. There's our box. Super duper cute, right? And now these two flaps go in, and this is what I made the mistake on. That is going to tuck it all in and hold everything tight and secure to the inside of the box, okay? So let's get started decorating. So this box measures 4.5 by 6, 4.5 by 6 if it's shut, and it is about 3/4 of an inch wide, okay? All right, so for right now, I'm going to tuck everything in, and let's get to decorating. Okay, so I have a belly band here. This is cut 3 inches by 12 inches, 3 inches by 12 inches. And since the belly band is going to get covered up at the seam right here, it's okay for me to add a little adhesion right on that edge, right on the edge of that side, okay? I'm going to place this in the center of my box, I'm going to wrap it around, kind of push it into the seams of the box as I wrap it around. It doesn't have to be super tight because it's going to not pull on and off. It's going to just stay right where it is, okay? It's part of the box. So now I can grab my Seal Plus and put some Seal Plus on this end. And whoop, there we go. All right. There's my belly band. Okay, then I have cut another piece of DSP. It's just kind of show through the belly band right on top right here. And this is cut 2 inches by 4¼ inches. 2 inches by 4¼ inches. And that's just going to get adhered right in the middle of that belly band right there. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to take my wild wheat ribbon and I'm going to make a very big faux bow out of it. You guys know I love my faux bows, right? The reason I like faux bows is because they don't have a knot in the middle that is going to get in the way of layering things on top. So let me pull this out. Rory's at the dog spa today. She's getting a haircut and a bath and all fluffed up. So she'll be nice and pretty when I pick her up. Okay, there we go. There's our ribbon going across. The only sad thing about that is it uses a lot of that wild wheat ribbon. And we know it's going away soon, so that makes us all sad, right? All right, so now I have cut 2 countryside corner pieces. One is in Pretty Peacock, and the other is in Basic White. And I have a banner that I cut from gray granite using one of those mixed media labels. This is a fun label. It kind of looks like a banner. Okay. And then I cut another banner using another one of the mixed media labels. And I really like this one. Look at the edge on that. So these edges have a nice little kind of stitched edge to it. And these edges are more square and straight on the sides. It's a beautiful label. So we have that. And then I just need some scrap white to cut out some flowers and things. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this white piece. And I'm going to grab my leaf that is a little more solid. I know, right? And every time I do that, though, Sue, when I stock up on the retired cardstock, I almost never use it. I'm so enthralled with the new that I just kind of forget about pulling out the old. Now, some people have gotten lucky. One of our new ink colors is Strawberry Slush. And it's an ink color that used to be an ink color. And I think it was you, Linda, that said you have like 3 packages of the cardstock from the last time it was an ink color. You're a much better woman than I. Since I demonstrate so much, I really get rid of my retired things because I just don't have room in my studio for all the extra stuff that I can't demonstrate with. Okay, so I have this gray granite label. It's going to get adhered right in the center of this white one right here. And look how it fits perfectly. I don't think they designed it to do that, but it's kind of nice that it does. So I'm just going to put this on flat right here in the center of that countryside corner die. This is going to get popped up on this one right here with dimensionals. Okay. Add one in each corner, the center, the sides here, and maybe even one on these little ends of this label here. There we go. Can never have too many dimensionals, right? But you know what? Since I put those on the labels, I better put this on the front of my box, and it's going to use dimensionals as well. So let me put dimensionals on my Pretty Peacock Countryside Corner label. And I don't know if I told you the size. This is the Countryside Corners that's about 4.5 by 3. Okay. The Pretty Peacock one is 4.5 by 3. And then the white one is just one size down from that one. So I've already had people place orders to get this online card class to go. If you would like all the pieces to make this project, you just need to put in an order of, so pretty, right? In an order of $45 or more in my online store. And then here we go. This is going to get popped up right in the center of that one right there. So cute. And then I just need to stamp my label, and inside this label in Pretty Peacock. So these are the colors I'm using today. Wild Wheat, Pretty Peacock, Pool Party, and Lost Lagoon. I pulled in the Pool Party today. And I'm grabbing from that mixed media set. If you don't have the mixed media set, you could use another sentiment inside this label. And another label for that matter if you wanted to. So this, I'm not going to put on quite yet. I was getting ahead of myself. All right, so this one, I'm going to stamp in Pretty Peacock, the large flower. Tap, 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 tap. Okay. There we go. I'm going to immediately clean that. And then I'm going to stamp it again in Lost Lagoon. Maybe right about there. There we go. And then the small flower is going to get eeked up in, whoops, I brought my whole paper with me there, Pool Party. Okay, and then grab my dies. This die is going to fit right on that flower right there. And my small flower, and then I'll have to run it through one more time for that second big flower. Small flower. I feel like it's going to go right like that. There we go. Perfect fit. I'm going to run this through over here off the camera. With my awesome Stampin' Cut and Die machine from Stampin' Up. I think the main reason, there are a lot of great die machines out there. I know this, but the nice thing is that Stampin' Up stands behind their cut and emboss machines, and I forget for how long, but it's a long time. Um, and if anything ever breaks, they will send you the part that's needed. Like somebody's handle broke on them, they dropped it and it broke, and they sent them a free handle to replace it with. So I just think we give great customer service behind our products. And if you buy a die cutting machine on Amazon or at Michael's or wherever, you won't get that same kind of customer service. So that's just my plug for our own die cutting. So we're almost done, you guys. That's how easy this is. Okay, so I'm going to add some dimensionals to all my flowers here. So I'm going to start with this pool party one, the little one. It's going to go right there. My pretty peacock flower is going to go right below this. Thanks, Chelsea. Hey, do you want to throw the numbers in there for the Everyday You and Me bundle for us? And maybe the paper that goes with it. Chelsea's so good about helping me with my item numbers during my videos. And then this one. So this is a box, Chelsea, that's going to hold all the cards we've made this week. There we go. And then for a great friend. Thank you. I love the color combo too. It sold me, had me at hello. Okay, I'm going to make sure I got this kind of where I want it. All right. Oops. Well, I kind of dropped it on there, but it landed in the right spot, so that's good. So there you go. There's the front of our box. I'm going to add some embellishments here where I want it. So I'm putting one, right down here. I'm putting a small one over here on the label. I'm using the faceted gems. Putting another big one right in there. And there's our box, you guys. We can grab our card. So this is all of our things that we've made this week. Everything that goes, thank you so much, Chelsea. You're a rock star. Okay, so here's our box. And then this is the card I made yesterday, our Flip Flap Fun Fold card. That was fun. And then on Monday, I made 3, that got a little booger on it. An adhesive booger, not a real booger. Here's one of the cards I made on Monday. I love it. Here's another card I made on Monday. And then here is another card we made on Monday. So all of these cards fit perfectly inside our box. And what a great gift this would make for someone, right? Isn't that so cute? Who wouldn't love to get a little box of cards? I hope one friend of mine that has a birthday coming up soon will love it. So I hope you guys love it too. So that is it for this week's online card class to go. You guys know what to do. If you would like to get this, you must use this host code on any order in my online store right here of $45 or more. And I will send this kit to you in the mail this week. So God bless. Can't wait to see you on Monday of next week with another online card class to go. I'm thinking I might pop in tomorrow and show you guys all the swaps I got. I got I think over 100 swaps while I was on stage last week, and I want to share those with you. So some point tomorrow I'm going to pop in and show you all my swaps. Thank you, Renee. Thank you so much, Chelsea. You're the best. Thank you, Sue, Linda, Jeanne, everybody that's here watching me. Please remember to give me some love and some likes. Sharing my videos out to others is always a good idea. It really helps me. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're watching on Facebook, I would love for you to be a follower. So click the follow button. And I will see you guys back sometime tomorrow to show off the swaps that I got at Onstage. Always fun to share those. So take care. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.